to share or not to share about yourself when it comes to the workplace. I started my professional career working in pharmacy in the UK, and this was very much an environment. I'm outside in the garden. This is very warm, and I'm sitting under a tree. But like I was saying, I started my professional career working in England, managing pharmacies as a pharmacist, and this was very much an environment where nobody shared anything about themselves or their lives. So I could have been working with my colleagues for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and I actually knew very little about anyone. No one shared, no one talked about their personal lives. I find it rather strange, especially if there had been a funeral or something bad or tragic happening within someone's lives. No one spoke about it, so you couldn't go to the funeral, you couldn't ask how they were, you couldn't really show support. There was very, very little shared. And being Irish, it's different here. When I came back and worked in pharmacy as a locum, it was like the complete opposite end of the spectrum. You knew everything about everyone in the most intimate detail, between your professional colleagues and your customers, which was nice. It meant there was good banter, there was a connection. When someone passes within the community, everyone will show up in force to, just to support one another. So I think in business and in the workplace, there's a balance between the two to be struck. We want to connect with our coworkers. We want to feel accepted for who we are, and that involves sharing a little part of ourselves. I think it's nice to know about the achievements that people do outside of the workplace, whether it comes to sport or other skills or talents or hobbies that people have. That's my rescue dog there, that's Blaze. And Trinity is eating. Because if we're all trying to read together for a common cause in our work or to achieve something, or I think it requires that bit of more connection than just not knowing anybody. There has to be a sense somewhat of camaraderie and I guess team building, and a lot of companies are starting to encourage this. We see corporates signing up for mini marathons and Couch to 5K, etc., etc. But it takes change from you. It takes kind of being a bit more aware in the workplace and asking someone how they are or how was their weekend. Showing interest. It's not about talking about yourself as much as it is trying to engage with other people and bring them out, draw them out. But as well, we're sort of in a time where there's a very high incidence of depression, anxiety, and suicide. And we're being blind to it because we're just looking at the surface of people, and they're strong and they show up at work and they look happy, or maybe we don't even notice or care. But if we really cared to ask, that's when we'd know. And even if all we need to do is know, we can silently be there. The small things, would you like coffee? How are you? We don't need to know every little detail about what's happening in people's lives. And I don't think we need to or want to, because we have our own shit going on. But it's nice when people know that you're the smiling face, you're the bright energy, you're positive. If they do need to talk, you're there for them. So maybe don't just turn up at work, but show up, all of you, in who you are. Be proud of who you are and of your achievements. Get the conversation going, and if you're the confident one, then it might take you leading, or encouraging people to get out of their little safe comfort box into maybe a couple of challenges. So yeah, you'll know. That's where the change starts.